Pyramids, dams in the stream of time, correctly shaped and oriented, with proper paracosmic measurements correctly plumbed in, the temporal potential of the great mass of stone can be diverted to accelerate or reverse time over a very small area, in the same way that a hydraulic ram can be induced to pump water against the flow. The whole point of a correctly built pyramid is to achieve absolute null time in the central chamber, so that a dying king, tucked up there, will indeed live forever. Or at least never die. The time that should have passed in the chamber is stored in the bulk of the pyramid and allowed to flare off once every 24 hours.
Well, there's all sorts of obvious things which could be said at this point. Let us maintain our dignity and simply say that this is the preserved and embalmed body of a dead person, and treat the situation with decorum and respect for the deceased. You're waiting for me to say some sort of crash punchline, aren't you? Well, you're not getting it from Mrs. Rincewind's little boy, if in fact she was Mrs. Rincewind, I mean. Oh, look! Someone's been gift-wrapping dead people. Mysterious hieroglyphics. They say that if you stare at these things long enough, they begin to sprout talk balloons. Oh, I'd only get tangled up if I tried to unfurl that. This skeleton belongs to the vultures, I presume. This must be that carry-on baggage I'm always hearing about. That's nice, one bandaged wooden arm. Bone idol? I'm not quite sure I really appreciate that joke. Say no more. What on disc are you lot doing up there?
Nothing much, just hanging around.
So, why were you tied up?
Well, it's got tons of advantages.
Such as?
A bit of sunshine, a bit of conversation, bird watching with your buzzers and vultures.
Don't they get frightened when people pass by?
No, they carry on regardless. Carry on. Good one, eh?
If it's not an embarrassing question, why did they tie you up there?
Publicity.
Publicity? They've got you up there tied to an old dead tree.
Well, it was either this or do adverts for coffee.
In which case, I suppose, I can see your point. Say, have you ever considered using your talents commercially?
Oh, yes. I mean, I could rent myself out for scaring crows off the crops, liven up children's parties, that sort of thing.
No. I mean, you're singing. Would you consider doing some singing for me?
What? Oh, well, I suppose it could be done. Tell you what, prize us down from here, and we'll see what we can do for you.
Oh, the Middle Ages. Picturesque, isn't it? Well, that's enough of this conversation for me.
Oh, Angus! Angus! Angus, where are... Oh, there you are. Oh, you look better every day, Angus. What with the sun and the sand, an exclusive diet of mushrooms. I'd go quite mad if it wasn't for you, Angus. No! No! You can't play a king on a 7. You cheating little... Get off! How many cards do you have there anyway?
Ah, a holy madman on a wheel. He must be sage of the desert. He'd be in real trouble if I had some onions. Hello there up the pole.
Angus, there's someone at the pole. What? Well, put it down right now. You can give yourself a disease like that. Ah! Oh, there's a pyramid walking about on legs.
Look, I don't want to be any bother. I'm just wondering why you're at the pole. Not to mention round the bend.
Hermiting. It's all the rage in these parts, you know. You can't be wise unless you're hermiting. Angus, we have guests. Put out another sucking pig mirage for dinner.
No, that won't be necessary. I'll be fleeing in terror in about 3 minutes' time. So this friend of yours...
Oh, Angus, it's for you. If you want Angus, you should have rung the second bell. It's clearly marked on the door.
No, look, I'm not here to talk to...
Oh, don't keep Angus waiting. He's a busy man. Busy man. If it wasn't for him, I think I'd go insane.
Well, I'll tell you what. You just let him get on, and I'll come back later at a better time. So you're good then, are you? I mean, you know, wise.
Wise? If I was any wiser, I'd be a leopard skin bikini.
That wise, eh?
Aha! I'm so wise that I will now provide you with your heart's desire. A jingle written for your sinful modern type clicky film. Yes. No, Angus, no. No, not now, thank you, I'm busy. Baste it for 12 minutes, 12! Fool, and fool again! How can you never remember? Aha, there! Here's a jingle written expressly for your clicky project to promote death. Oh, promote the death.
What? You've written it for me now? Just like that? No quests or anything? Wonderful! Thank you very much!
You're most welcome!
So can I have it?
No!
Ah, I might have known. There's going to be a quest after all, isn't there?
Not for me, but for Angus! He says he's sick and tired of being woken up all hours of the night by people coming here and asking us the riddle that has baffled philosophers since the dawn of time. Why?
Why? Why what?
Why anything? Why everything? Why are we here? Why are you here? Why am I here?
Now that's a hard one. Right then, it's not like you're asking me to do anything difficult. Why? That's the question, okay? No problem. Right, well I'll just go off and find this answer for your invisible friend Angus, shall I? Is that fine by everybody? Right? Good, well here I go. Good old Rincewind has nothing better to do than trudge all over the disc, fetching one bloody thing after another.
Right, now, where were we? Oh yes, dealer takes two.
Aha! A mighty castle. Actually, I'd find it more impressive if it didn't keep wobbling about so much in the wind. A pantomime horse suit. Now don't tell me, it's sure to be useful somewhere. Greetings, my good man.
Woman! I'm a woman! I might be a dwarf, but I'm still a woman.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I wasn't quite sure how to tell.
And I'm not going to give you any hints. Anyway, what can I do for you?
Dwarf working in the wardrobe department? That's a bit of a girly job, isn't it?
I am a woman.
I'm terribly sorry, I'll come in again. There, that's better. What kind of customer do you normally serve?
Actually, given the usual dress sense around here, a costume shop is a bit of a lost cause.
That horse suit.
You can't afford it, love, but I tell you what, I'll swap you the suit for some new props for our new jelly baby and night clicky. Costume jewellery would be nice. Anything gaudy and showy? Well, what you waiting for? Go off and quest for something.
Are you absolutely sure you're a woman?
Of course I'm sure. Some of us are secure in our sexual identity, you know.
I think I've just discovered why dwarves are so few and far between. Excuse me, I think it's probably time for me to take my medicine. A rotten arm. Ooh, and with a ring on one finger. Well, at least he went in style. There we are. One jelly baby and ring, just for you.
Ooh, Ta, it's going to look wonderful. We need something to go in the navel of sinful Sabrina, the belly dancer in scene 13.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes. Actually, you could help Sabrina try on her costume if you'd like.
Really? Where is she?
Right here, big boy. Just wait there. I'll go get my bells and tassels.
Gangway! What's the mailbox doing here? 10. The house number's starting to peel off. There we go. We now have a 10-ton weight.
Right, now let's see what we have here. Oh yes, deathly pale. That's quite fashionable these days, but have I got a face for you? Now, what about this?
This ain't quite my style, sweetheart.
Oh, well, I dare say someone will like it one day. All right, how's about
Hey, look at this look. You ever looked at a look looking like this looks? Either my watch is stopped or I'm dead.
All right, I just know you're going to love this one.
How does that feel?
Hasta la vista, Rincewind.
Look, this isn't working. I want something more direct, more glamorous.
Oh, so you're suddenly the big expert, are you? Bring me a picture of the Elven Queen, then. That's real glamour. I'm not budging so much as a brush until you bring me decent reference material.
At least staffing doesn't seem to be a problem. It's just like I always say, make a deal with the nethermost hordes of hell and the world will be right at your door. Ooh, an Imp-Stomatic camera. Just add your own imp.
Faster! Work faster! Explosions! Put enough explosions into a clicky and who cares what the plot's like? You can put in giant rubber dinosaurs for all I care as long as they explode!
Hello there.
No time to talk. I need more imps to put inside the cameras. Gotta have more special effects over here. Maybe a lightning strike. Boom!
Look, you're a busy man. I was just wondering.
Choom! Boom! Pow!
Oh, never mind.
Right, now what we need in this clicky is more explosions. A gallop-fly crossbow shooting, some buildings falling down, a giant ape climbing a tower, and maybe we can find someone to write a script too.
Perhaps we should just draw a curtain over this sad little scene. So tell me, what are all these imps for?
Cheap and expendable labor. They do all the special effects work. Hell, sometimes they even blow themselves up.
I thought they were just used in cameras.
That was then. This is now. Any imp can operate a camera, but only the most skillful can do blue screen and matte work.
I need an imp to go inside a camera, I mean. You seem to be the right sort of man to talk to.
No, you can't have any. I need them. I need them all. We're gonna blow all Ankh-Morpork apart and have it stepped on by a giant crane fly.
A crane fly? That doesn't sound like much of a monster to me.
Well, not to me either, but it does look pretty damn scary if you get it right up close to the camera. But that's not all. We've got explosions, crashing buildings, and screaming women with their clothes artfully disarranged. It's going to be a classic.
That's all very well, but do you think I can borrow an imp for a while so I can do some photography?
Oh yes, take the one on top of the water tank. We don't need him until we do the Valley of the Trolls this afternoon.
I can't just walk into a set and get him.
Call this death, do you? In my day, people knew how to die properly. Tunnels, white lights, booming voices, the choir invisible. Right, that is it. If a job's worth doing, then it's worth doing yourself in. Oik!
Nice day for it.
Drop dead!
is a novelty. Little Discworld snowstorms.
Oh, I'm in the mood for love. Love is the thing I've been thinking of. Love is what is on my mind right now.
Why don't you leave this
And
poor
also
silver-bearded old
romance is
woman
on my
alone?
mind. Never. I am Casananda, the second greatest lover who ever lived. And this woman's beauty, oh, she sings to me. Well, at least until my next challenge. I'm now ready for more women. Hi, I take them all on at once.
Oh dear. Right, well I'll just leave you to your hopeless task, shall I? Still, it seems a shame to see you wasting yourself on...
Why, Sting?
Well, a man like you shouldn't be content with second best, should he? For instance, I met a few women just recently. Dark, mysterious, energetic.
Where? Where?
Would you believe Jelly Baby? Clearly I'm dealing with inferior intellects, which are hard to find, believe me. Thank heaven that stupid dwarf is gone.
Thank you, young man. I just can't imagine what he wanted. Now, what can I do for you?
What are you doing here in the morgue?
Practicing.
I didn't think it needed much practice. I thought it just sort of happened.
Oh, no, you have to work at it. Good grief, it certainly doesn't just happen. It needs work, man. And you have to practice if you're gonna do it right. There's your technique, your projection, and then of course there's control and endurance. Very important, endurance.
Endurance? But it lasts forever. That's the point of the whole thing.
What? Mind projection? I only ever have the energy to do it for 2 or 3 hours, and I'm pretty damn good, let me tell you.
Mind projection?
Yeah. Into ravens and rabbits and such like. Very important witch talent, mind projection. Why? What did you think I was talking about?
Nothing, never mind. Just forget I mentioned it. Tell me, elves, are they in your area of expertise at all?
Oh yes, you've come to the right woman. Elves? I wouldn't trust those magic-wielding backstabbers any further than I could throw a very large heavy thing. And the elf queen is the worst. Glamour, you see. She can hold a man captive without uttering a word.
Ah, I see. The evil spell of her eyes, eh?
Can't say anyone's ever looked high enough to notice her eyes. You can find the entrance to their world in a stone circle near Lancre. But don't walk in. They spot anything that ain't unnatural. Anything that ain't an elf, a unicorn, or an ogre without at least 3 heads and a major dental problem. And they'll have you sucking on your toes and singing tra-la-la-lolly quicker than spit in your eye. They'll do that too.
Busy? Well, I suppose he works for peanuts. So, do you have any ideas about what I should do? I don't know if I want to just sleep on it. Every time I stop moving for a while, these flies start buzzing everywhere. Still, could be worse. Sometimes this zooming star field just seems to start whooshing straight towards my eyes. Sorry. You know, I think I need to get my eyes seen to. I don't suppose you've ever... No, it's silly, really. Forget it. Well, it's just, you look to me like the sort of person a friend could rely on. Turn to in times of trouble, you know, or even, for instance, ask to wear the front end of a pantomime horse suit. You do? Well, why didn't you say so? I'd have got you one long ago. It's about time our sort came out of the trunk.
Women want the joke. Jokes for women. Female jesters can be every bit as dried up and cliched as a man. We shall not be moved.
No, not again.
We shall not be moved.
What, never?
What? Well, obviously not never. I mean, there's calls of nature for a start. The protest would lose some of its majesty if I didn't nip off now and then for a quick, well, you know.
Oh, I see.
Then there's sundry other emergencies. I mean, if a tidal wave, right, came sweeping this way, right, then the protest itself could hardly be seen to suffer if I screamed in fright, untied myself and fled in the opposite direction. Just common sense, really. Live to fight another day, that sort of thing. Still, all in all, we will not be moved involuntarily, except by calls of nature, calls of supernature, or through other extraneous circumstances that we can't really control.
Fine. Possibly the most carefully thought-out protest song I've ever heard. It seems to me there has to be a better way of doing this sort of thing. Have you ever considered maybe distributing leaflets?
Thought of it, but it's a bit hard passing out leaflets when I'm roped up here, right?
I don't think you quite understand my point, but then who does? Is it a good place for this kind of thing? I mean, is the university garden really the most effective place to be getting your message across?
Not really. Still, what it lacks in street presence, I feel it makes up for with a certain rural charm, don't you? Sun in the trees, the wind in my hair, the rather interesting feel of hemp bounds as they restrain me. Are you married at all?
Excuse me, I think I hear my mother calling. Leaving us, of course, to ask the question, just how does she manage to tie up both of her own ends? Excuse me, I think it's probably time for me to take my medicine.